I
Okay,
desperately.
there we go. Right, yeah, we'll cover that one. We'll go through that one. Good evening. Week two.
Yes.
Week two. Some good wins. Let's see. I was trying to go through. Where have I done that now? Hang on.
Do you want me to go through the wins for the week, Will?
I've got them here. I've got them here. Clothing fit, body confidence improving, which is good. Non-scale victories, which I like. Consistency with calories and food choices, again, particularly at this time of year,
Yeah.
is a key one. I think I covered it last week while you were at the Shrek cover band.
Look, if you haven't all experienced it, then you're the ones missing out, not me.
I covered basically December. The key one is the days where they're normal, follow your
The
normal
normal,
routine.
yeah.
That's the key thing, and it's a message I've continually put out over the last sort of week or so on socials as well. It's keep to your calories and consistency during the week, and then the meals that you're going out because we're entering that time. We had a meal out last weekend. You can enjoy it without guilt. Just get back into, and that's a really good example. So we went out for a big Sunday dinner, three courses. It was for Rosie's brother's 40th birthday. So that was an event that you can't really kind of go, I'm not enjoying myself. Um, and then I made sure that after I'd gone out for the dinner, I'd got my food planned for the week. So we've had two slow cooker meals, um, which have been really tasty. I prepped my breakfast, so I've had my protein bagels, and I've also prepped some protein wraps for my lunches. So it's that making sure that the week is consistent.
Yeah.
And luckily, we've got a fairly quiet weekend before it all kicks off. But yeah, it's being consistent where you can. Strong planning and prep, that's key with helping you stay consistent. And then we've got some good training momentum as well, which is good. And I like the organized and focused.
Yeah.
That's
Again, it can be so hard this time of year, can't it? When you're trying to organize everything else and focus on Christmas and your shopping and your present buying and Secret Santa at work and all of those
yeah.
bits to actually be able to stay organized and focused for you is such a key thing.
And I think the other thing is just remembering, and we keep saying this, it's we're not looking for perfection, we're looking for consistency. And, if you have a busy period, let's say one week you've got like a works do, you've got a family do, a meal out, and it might be that you've got three days where you've got stuff on. That's fine because it's not going to be like that all month. And once December's out of the way, we get back into the swing of things, which is good. And the key, like again, focuses for next week. The key one is stay consistent around Christmas events, and it is focusing on what you can do on your normal days, keeping to the routine so that you can fit those Christmas events in without the guilt. And guilt's a key one. Don't feel guilty. If you go out and enjoy yourself and you maybe enjoy yourself more than you planned, that's fine. Just don't feel guilty. And actually while you're out, don't feel guilty because that again if you get the guilt while you're enjoying yourself, you hit the fuck it button. And we don't want you to do that. Okay. So just go out and enjoy yourselves within reason. Try and practice moderation. You won't get it right all the time. That's fine, but try and practice it. And even if you don't get it completely right, if you do try and practice it, it will stop you from going all out. It kind of helps moderate things. But yeah, some really, really good goals. So staying consistent, maintaining the workouts during busy schedules. We'll cover that in one of the questions. Keeping nutrition simple and steady. Absolutely. I've gone right back to basics this week. So
Yeah.
do keep it simple and steady. Meal planning and prep, and then supporting sleep and recovery. And yeah, and we'll cover that one in one of the questions. It's difficult, especially for some people around this time of year. All right, questions. Number one, would it be okay to split my workouts over more days? For example, 20 minutes in the morning and finish the workout the next day? Um, Short answer, yes. Absolutely. I won't really, you don't really need to dwell on this one too much. Um, the key thing in terms of training, the key thing is volume. So if you've got three workouts, or let's say you've got two workouts and you're struggling to find an hour at a time to do them, then splitting them up into, say, 4 30-minute sessions, if that's something that's going to work better for you, absolutely do it. The key thing is doing the volume. And what I mean by volume is the reps and the sets. Okay. And you can also tweak that a little bit. So if you've got three sets of say 10 to 12, but you might be short on time, another way of doing it is saying two sets, but go heavier. So push yourself, do two, and this is something that I've done with clients for this month, for quite a few in-person clients this month, where they've been short on time. We've said, all right, okay, let's shorten the workouts from an hour to 40 minutes. And what we'll do instead of three working sets, we'll do two hard sets. So one warm up, short rest, and then we go into two hard sets. And they'll either do, just sort of 4 to 8 reps where they're getting close to failure, or we'll do a top set and a back off. So the top set is a heavy weight where they'll do somewhere between sort of 4 and 8 reps, and then we'll back off 10-15%, and they'll go to failure on this on the second set. And that way we're just reducing the total number of kind of sets and time, but they're still doing the volume and the effort. That's the key thing there. So yeah, absolutely. If it's going to work for you, split them up. It might be a little bit of a challenge in the app because when you save the workout, it kind of shuts it down and sets it and shuts it off. So it might be that you need to kind of do a screenshot of the workout and then just remember the weights and enter them on the second session, if that makes sense. If that's a bit too much of a faff, drop me a message and I will split the workouts for you if that's going to work better. But yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think, splitting up into the two works well. Second one, nutrition one. Protein gives me disgusting wind. What can I do? It's worse in the evenings. Carrie says she used to blame it on the dog, but they haven't got the dog anymore, so she can't. Um,
Love
yeah,
that.
there's there's a few different causes. One of them is if you're lactose intolerant, certainly kind of whey protein shakes or a lot of dairy products can cause some of the bloating, some of the gas. So what you can do is if it's whey protein shakes that are causing it, then switch to something called a whey isolate, which is where they remove the kind of the carbs and sugars and it's just the protein, or a clear whey protein that removes a lot of the lactose, so that's less of an issue. Or you can use kind of vegan blends, but I never really use those for shakes because it's like drinking sludge.
I
Um,
found one that's nice. I'll post it in the group. I'll have to go get downstairs.
yeah,
The only one I found that's tolerable.
Yeah, they're really, I mean, yeah, I'm not a fan of vegan blends and there's nothing wrong with them. It's a preference.
Yeah.
I know some people don't mind it, but I don't like protein shakes, milky shakes. One, I don't like the texture. I don't like the kind of feel that it leaves in my mouth. And also, it does give me gas because I am lactose intolerant. So I have a clear whey protein shake if I'm going to drink a shake. The other thing as well is some of these shakes use sugar alcohols. So things like maltitol, sorbitol, xylitol. Some people if you've got IBS symptoms, some of those can actually trigger bloating and gas as well. Um, you can look for brands that perhaps use something like a stevia sweetener, and not or fewer sweeteners so that you don't get that kind of reaction. Um, Other thing as well is if you eat most of your protein in the evening, so if you've got a light protein breakfast and lunch and you tend to backload it, there's nothing wrong with doing that. You're not wasting protein. Your body will still use it and absorb it, but your digestive system it's going to be impacted, and that might be what's causing it as well. It will get used to it. I mean, if you keep doing it, your body does kind of get used to that. But yeah, it could be that you might just need to spread it out a little bit more over the day, having slightly less in the evenings, particularly if you are suffering with it in the evenings. It's usually if you've had a big evening meal with loads of protein, that could be triggering it. So maybe shifting some of the protein earlier in the day. And then the other thing as well is kind of see, protein in itself doesn't create smelly farts. there's nothing in protein that actually really causes that. Most of it's down to other compounds, particularly hydrogen and sulfur containing compounds, because it's actually hydrogen sulfide which produces the smell. So look for it's kind of making sure you're getting your protein from whole food sources, so your meats, your dairy, and things like that. If you're using a lot of things like protein bars or protein yogurts or protein shakes, sometimes if you're getting lower quality protein in there, so some of the protein products use like soy-based protein, which is there's nothing particularly wrong with it. It's just a slightly lower quality, and it will have some of those sulfite containing compounds in there. That's what can cause the smell. So, I mean, it's not a simple, straightforward answer. Um, it's dead common. You know, there is protein farts is a really common phrase amongst people in the bodybuilding industry. Um, but yeah, it's kind of there's a lot of different causes, and you kind of have to unpick it. So, I mean, the basic thing is try changing. If you're using protein shakes, try changing to a whey isolate or a clear whey. And then looking at your protein sources. So, are they mostly whole foods, or are you getting them from protein kind of enriched products? So, things like protein bagels, for example, they use a pea protein in there, um, which isn't too bad, but sometimes they kind of mix a soy protein in there, which can cause that. Try spreading your protein intake out across the day. Okay. And then also, one of the things, so there's another type of protein. Most of the protein we consume is whey protein. But another type of protein, which is slower digesting, is called casein protein. And you tend to get that in things like Greek yogurt and milk-based products. Okay, particularly kind of like your processed milk-based products. So your, like I say, your Greek yogurts and stuff like that. Casein is slower digesting, and it tends to be better in the evening. So you know, you can have one of the snacks I have quite often is Greek yogurt with fruit in the evening, just to give me that kind of slower digesting protein. But yeah, just try those as well. And then it says here in my notes, sip instead of chug.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're downing a protein shake, you're putting like 25, 30 grams of protein straight into your digestive system immediately. It can, yeah, it can cause some of the bloating effects as well. So there are a few things there that you can have a go at. Anything to add? Have I missed anything?
No, you just missed your little last line of your notes.
Oh yeah, just to confirm, Barry can no longer take the blame.
No more. You
No
just you
more.
have to own it.
Yeah. Um, Number three, how do I manage sleep when I'm finishing work late due to Christmas events, but still need to wake up early? What do you, I mean, you're somebody who I know you like your sleep.
I love my sleep. Do I get mu as much as I want all the time? No. And I guess for me, I've not been sleeping as well because purely because I've been quite stressed at the moment. So sleep hasn't been great. But actually, Tom was home the other day. I hadn't been sleeping well. I'd gone to the pool. It was on Monday, and I rang him and he went, "Oh, you're back earlier than I thought." I said, "Look, this is going to sound ridiculous, but the swimming pool felt very slow." And he went, "Did you feel like you're swimming through treacle?" I was like, "Yeah, I just couldn't move. It just felt awful." I said, "I think it's 'cause I'm really tired." And I said, "Look, this is the plan for the night." Unfortunately, Lando is being kicked out of the bedroom because he sometimes sleeps in his bed at the end of the bed, but
Yeah,
he also snores. We're actually going to shut the blind because I quite like having natural daylight coming in. So we're shutting the blind. All our alarms are going off because we had the day off the next day. Phone's going to do not disturb. No phones in the bedroom, and we're gonna just sleep. And both of us woke up and felt so much better the next day for it. And that's the thing. It's you know things are happening. Christmas is busy for everyone, whether that's working, Christmas parties, social event, whatever that is. Your sleep can be impacted, and actually, it's planning around that. So the nights that you can get good quality sleep, make sure that you are
yeah,
practicing all those good sleep hygiene habits that we spoke about. Um, But like you say, there's no way you're going to get that perfect night when it is reduced. But you want to be able to wind down before bed, without your screens, whether you want to take a bath or sit and read a book or anything like that, you want that peaceful, low light, away from blue light. That's what's going to help.
Yeah.
Um, keep your bedroom at a cool temperature. Like no one can sleep when you're too hot. Um, don't have anything too heavy before bed. Thinking about your alcohol consumption because that does affect your sleep as well. So if you are out at these Christmas parties, just be mindful. Not saying don't drink at all. If you want to have a couple, but just think of how much you're drinking because that is going to have an impact on your sleep quality. And if you are getting less of it, especially if you need to be waking up early, maybe that's when if I don't want the questions, I'll just nominate as designated driver for that night. But yeah, again, don't have your caffeine too late in the afternoon. It's got a half-life of 4 to 6 hours. So even if you're having that like 3 p.m., half of that amount you've had is still in your system by the time you're coming to bed, even if you're having a normal bedtime. So really think about that.
Yeah.
Limit your caffeine intake, especially later in the day. Um, yeah, and I think that's like the main points, isn't it? You've just got to manage what you can and think about your sleep environment is such a huge thing. Um, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think the key one is like you said, on the days where you don't have to get up early, make sure you sleep.
Yeah,
And if you're not working late and you don't have to get your sleep in then and make sure that you are recovering when you can. Um, excuse me. It's not easy to do at this time of year, but getting outside at first
yeah,
early, that can help. Um, Hydration, make sure you're drinking plenty of water, make sure you're eating well. Nutrition really well will help. So plenty of protein and fiber. I know we keep banging on about it, but it really does work. Protein and fiber really does help with energy levels and rest and recovery and things like that as well. And then with your training, if you are feeling tired, maybe, if you're really struggling, maybe reduce your training load a little bit. So drop the weights down a little, maybe 10, 20%. Um, there are a couple of supplements that can help. One is creatine. Creatine is a magic supplement. It's not magic, but it's a great supplement for it. Studies have shown that actually taking creatine can help reduce things like brain fog, and not just in menopause, but anybody who, if you are struggling with your sleep or because you're busy and you might not be sleeping as much, actually getting creatine in can help with managing the symptoms of that and increasing alertness and mental energy. Creatine is one of the energy pathways, one of the energy strata layers that the brain uses. So, if you do get creatine in, it can help with brain function and cognitive function and reduce some of the tiredness symptoms. It won't reduce your bodily tiredness. If you're feeling physically tired, it's not going to do that, but it can help with some of the mental alertness. And another one where there is some, and I do emphasize the word some evidence is, and we've mentioned it before, magnesium glycinate.
yeah,
So what it can do, it won't help you go to sleep, but it can. There are some studies that have suggested it can help improve sleep quality. So as long as you can get to sleep, magnesium glycinate can help improve overall sleep quality, as suggested by some studies. But again, at this time of year, I think part of it is accepting that it's going to be difficult, but then understanding that we're looking at kind of reducing the impact of it, and just accepting that it's this time of year. And I know these are things like music performances and stuff like this. I've got a couple of clients who are in the same boat. I've got one of them who is a stage manager for pantomime, and in the next, so he's just done 2 weeks of setup and rehearsals, and now he's got 5 weeks of performances, and he's doing well over the next 5 weeks. I think he's got 2 days off, Christmas
yeah.
Day and Christmas Day and New Year's Eve, I think.
Wow.
So he's 2 days off. Um, and again, with him, what we've done is we've said he's got two. He's doing his day job and he's doing his stage manager job as well. So he's sort of getting up at 6 in the morning, working through till 10 o'clock at night, getting in bed, getting in home, and basically we're saying right bed, trying to minimize screen time, reduce the caffeine, plenty of water, and meal planning and prepping. So we've been planning his meals across the week, and he's basically just going to eat the same thing for 5 weeks, and getting daylight in when he can. So
Yeah.
that will help kind of reset things. But yeah, we've basically accepted that he's going to be absolutely knackered in 5 weeks' time. But limit, it's damage limitation, I guess.
100%. Yeah.
But and what we have done with him actually is he's quite good at taking his supplements. So he's actually double dosing his creatine. He's taking a dose in the morning and a dose at night. And touch wood, he started it 2 weeks ago. He has noticed that it has started to help him. So yeah, as long as he gets everything else in, he'll be fine. And alcohol, absolutely.
Yeah.
Try and watch that, and that's particularly for women and particularly in perimenopause. It does have massive, massive impacts. Right, your question. You had an extra one.
An interesting one, didn't we? So this was ideas. Obviously, it's not something that I can help with. For home workouts so we've got dumbbells available to strengthen arms. So we wanted a week's of workout purely to strengthen arms. Um, Now, would you say that that's like just focus on one part of the body, or would you actually say that to help strengthen that, it would maybe be better to think of training everything, incorporate a little bit of everything so that you don't fatigue one area, or what would be your thoughts on that one? Like say, not my area of expertise, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, the answer to this is the answer to a good answer to anything is it depends. I mean, it does depend on
Mm,
a lot of factors. Um, what I would say is if it's for targeting fat loss in an area, doesn't work. You
mm,
cannot spot reduce fat loss.
yeah,
And I get this question a lot, and a lot of clients will go, "What can I do to,
like abs or
yeah, what
yeah,
can I do to
bigger
get
bum
my
or
back tummy? What can I do to slim my arms out?" And one of the comments is, one of my clients calls them her nan breads, and just and or what can I, or male clients, what can I do to get rid of my moobs? All of
yeah,
these sorts of comments. And the answer to that is the same. It's calorie
mm,
deficit.
yeah,
It's losing body fat. There's no way you can spot reduce. Your body will lose body fat from anywhere according to your genetics. Some people are predisposed to storing body fat around the middle, and that's the case more and more the case as we get older because our hormone changes will cause us to deposit fat more around the trunk and the middle. Um, where you lose it is entirely down to genetics. So, first things I would say is that if it's to target a particular body part for body fat, there's no point.
mm,
The second thing is if you are specifically trying to tone a particular body part, absolutely you can do. And I've got clients who they do want to focus on a particular area, then we will specifically come up with a workout that will target that area. So I've got one client in particular that I'm thinking of. Her goal is to develop quads. She wants to build her quads up. So we have an extra workout per week, which is squat heavy. So there's lots of squats, lunges, leg extensions, hack squats, and things like that. It's a horrible session.
I was gonna say it sounds disgusting.
Weirdly, she loves it, but it's a hard session. But that's once a week. And
Yeah.
the thing is, there is if you do like workouts on a body part for a whole week because you want to work on that body part, um, you know, doing more is not the best
Always
way of going
effective.
about it. There's too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
Rest is important. So for this client in particular, we have that one workout, and then the rest is kind of full body. So we do the usual kind of push pull workouts or upper lower workouts, and we make sure that there is ample rest in between. So once she's done that quad workout, so squat based quad workout, she won't do legs for at least 4 days,
Wow. Okay.
and then we'll do a full leg workout. And so it's kind of like, let's say she'll do that at the weekend. Her leg workout is then Wednesday, and then she'll do the other one. So it's well spaced out so that you get the recovery in there. So if you're going to do arm workouts, say 4 or 5 times a week, most of those, 70% of those workouts are going to be pointless because you're not going to be able to push yourself to the point where you're going to elicit what you want. And actually for strength training, the purpose of strength training is to build muscle. Yeah. And you're not going to be burning loads and loads of calories to reduce body fat in that time. We're trying to build muscle, and it's a slow process. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, for a lot of people, arms tends to be a slower process to build the arm muscles up. It's just consistency, and if you're going to say, right, I'm going to do a workout, just all arms for the week, it's about as much use as a chocolate teapot. It's something that you've got to do over a long period. So I would always say, absolutely, if you want to do an extra workout on arms once a week, great, do it. And there are lots of things you can do. You've got tricep extensions, you've got bicep curls, you can change the position. So if I do an arm workout, I've got preacher curls where the arms are in front of us doing the curls. I've got them leaning back so the arms are behind. I'll do overhead extensions. I'll do extensions down below. Add a bit of shoulders in there and a pressing, press ups and close grip, bench press, anything like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
will target the arms specifically, or preferably target your triceps and your biceps. But I'll do a whole body workout for the rest of them, because you're
Mm.
not going to hit arms in any upper body exercise. If you're
Yeah.
rowing, you're going to hit your bicep. If you're pressing, you're going to hit your triceps. Um, so yeah,
So
what would I do? I would full body.
yeah.
So work your body throughout the week, and then you might do an optional extra workout targeting the body part that you want. That's the best advice I can give you. And if it is to tone your arms up, this word toning means two things, doing two things concurrently: build muscle, lose fat.
Yeah.
Um, it's not the best way of doing it. I would say initially try and lose some body fat and then build the muscle afterwards. But yeah,
Mm.
it's not something that I would recommend. Just you're not going to get any results by just doing arms for a week. You might
Yeah.
feel like you do because your arms feel like they've worked and
Feel a bit stronger and
yeah,
yeah.
and temporarily you'll get the pump, where it fills, where the muscles fill with blood and you feel like massive. That lasts about 20 minutes and then it feels like you've had a pin stuck in you. But yeah, doing arm workouts for a week is going to achieve next to nothing. If you do it as part of a proper routine over 12 months, absolutely you'll get results.
Yeah. So the better would be to build, I guess, like a weekly routine of maybe, like say, like up like we do,
Yeah.
full body, upper lower, push pull, like that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then mix your cardio in with it and build a week around
And
putting
just
in like set days on things of
yeah, and do it
yeah.
consistently for a long time. And this is the
Yeah.
thing, that this is something that we've said before. Unfortunately, social media and the media and magazines and the press, they lead you to believe that you can get results quickly. You'll hear all these things like lose a stone in 6 weeks, and is it possible? Yeah, you can lose a stone in 6 weeks, but you'll be starving. And
I'm
it's
miserable.
yeah, miserable, and it's not going to last because once you've done the 6 weeks and you've lost a stone, you think, right, I can go back to what I was doing before, and it all goes back on. It's doing the boring stuff consistently. So it is, you know, moving regularly. It is strength training 2 to 4 times a week. It is making sure that you get protein in with every meal. It is making sure you're hitting your five portions of fruit and veg a day. It is making sure that you stay hydrated and get plenty of fluids inside you. It's making sure that you go to bed at a reasonable time and get enough sleep across the week. It is, it's doing all the healthy stuff that
Yeah.
bang on about, and all reasonable health and fitness coaches and doctors that keep saying do these things consistently.
Yeah.
They work and they do. And what unfortunately what you get is a lot of influencers who just turn around and say doctors and the medical profession and they're all lying to you. It doesn't
Yeah.
work. Well, I mean, I read a statistic, quite a depressing statistic, and they reckon that you're looking at so over 40% of the population in the UK don't hit um, don't hit even one of the five main kind of bits of health advice. You know, and when you're looking at like less than 20% of the population consuming five portions of fruit and veg a day, and the vast majority of people in this country don't consume the optimal levels of protein or anywhere near the optimal levels of protein. just get the basics right first and be patient. It's no use starting in December. And this sounds really harsh, but actually, no, I'm going to rephrase that. It's not no use. It is of use because, absolutely start now. The best time to start is right now.
Yeah.
Start, but be consistent. And if you start, instead of thinking, right, I need to achieve this by December the 25th, you go, I need to achieve this, or I want to achieve this by next Christmas.
Yeah.
That's a more
Give
realistic
like a year.
goal.
Yeah.
And I say this a lot when I do consultations with people. It's not like where do you see yourself in 6 weeks' time? It's where do you see yourself in 12 months? What does success look like to you in 12 months'
Yeah.
time? What does success look like to you in 5 years' time? What does success look to you like 10 years' time? Think long term. We've got to learn to do that because, you know, how would you want to feel in 12 months' time looking back? You want to be able to look back at the person who was there 12 months before and go, well done, you've done the work and this is
Yeah.
where you're at. If I could go back 10 years and see myself when I was 21 and a half stone
Yeah.
and sort of say, right, this is, if you do this, this is where you'll
This
be
is what
now.
you do.
Absolutely. I'll be like, right, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that it's easy, but actually, if you visualize yourself, what does Lisa call it? Oh, she has a phrase, manifestation. And I'm doing a session on this tomorrow for a group of people where we look at habits coming from our identity.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it before. So, you've got to think about having that identity, being the person that you want to be. So,
Mm.
I am somebody that goes for a walk in the morning. Then you go for a walk in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm somebody who eats healthily. So I make sure that what I eat has the right sort of things in there. Manifest
Yeah.
and do it for
Absolutely.
a long period of time.
Yeah. Perfect.
Is that a good answer? Do
Very good. Very, very good. Thank you.
you think that'll be some use?
We'll find out. We'll find out.
We'll have to get some feedback. Get some
We
feedback.
will. I will
Well,
do. Don't you worry.
brilliant. Right. I think that is everything.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, like I say, good second week. So we'll just, like I say,
Yes.
keep ticking over till Christmas.
Keep the momentum going. And one thing I will
Yeah.
say is at the end, just to finish the call off, if at any point you need a call or you're feeling like you're losing your way a little bit, it is normal at this time of year. But if you want to
100%.
jump on a Zoom call or if you need any extra help or support, please do reach out. We keep posting the messages in the group during the week. But absolutely, if you need any extra help, just let us know and we will get in touch.
Yes.
Fab, right, I will let you go and do whatever you need to do.
VO2 max hour-long bike ride.
Oh, joy. Yeah, I'm glad it's not me.
Yeah.
Fab. All right, then, guys, we will catch you all next week. Bye for now.
Bye.